You have reached your destination.
Yep. Okay, so today is grill day. Got a brand new grill. Bought this a couple of years ago, I think, year and a half ago. Um, Kept it in a box up in my attic forever. And I'm going to remove the grates, the entire assembly. I'm going to remove them, and I'm going to replace everything with that. I did the same thing to the valance that I kind of customized for my Sebring look. I've got the normal grill. I've got an oil cooler under it. I wanted airflow, and I wanted the two grills to match. So I've never done surgery on one of these things before, so I believe removal is this, this, and this on both top and bottom. I think these are part of the actual mounting mechanisms, are part of the whole thing. I suppose I could practice on the old one, but we'll find out in a sec. Okay. So if nothing else, I could pop out these rivets here and reuse. You know what I could do, what I should do, is use the old grill. Maybe. Use the old grill and use this curve. Okay, so here is the old grill. I am going to have to utilize the mounting bits. I don't have a choice about that. So I'll do the same thing. Pop off the nuts, take the entire assembly off, pop out the rivets on these things, and then use some of the metal I've got in the same kind of a dimension as this. Clean it up, de-rustify it, paint it, make it look presentable, and go from there. Okay, so much for aluminum. I don't have any. I thought I did, but I guess I don't. I've got some, I think this is 16 or 14 gauge steel. I'm just going to cut that piece out, the one I've already traced out. Okay, this was done. It ate up a couple of abrasive discs, but damn it, it's finished. I'll drill some holes next and shape it. They need to be bent into a curve. And here's what I've got for my mesh. I am, shall we say, challenged at seeing any black marks on the chrome here, so I've put painter's tape down to guide the cutter. It's just easier that way. And I know that I'm going to have to kind of do some shaping a little bit, I think, to fit that that frame, and we'll see how it works out. But yeah, not bad. I've got the major thing here. I'll be cutting. I better mark this. I think I'm cutting under, and then I think I'm cutting in, and in again. Yeah, I better I better remind myself. Okay, so I've got this more or less bent in the shape that I want it, the nice U shape, but it doesn't have a lot of clearance on the bottom of the lip here. So I'm going to shave some of this down. I'm going to grind it off. I'll then drill the holes. I'll round off the edges, and I'll be done with the first mount piece. Okay, here's something I've kind of experimented with. I've got this piece, which is bent in that direction, as you can see. And I'm also trying to bend it to match this, which I've kind of done. Normally, I just cut slots, relief slots, and bend it easily. But what I'm going to do instead, for about this side here, is put it in my my vise. I'm gonna press pause. Put it in my vise and do what I've done. You can kind of see that it's already. I've already been starting this, but take a hammer. And I go up an inch and keep on doing that. So I'll get a bend to the metal without having to cut, re-weld, shape, etc., like I would have done in the past. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Look at the top one. Not only is it curved like this, it's also curved, as you can see, like that. So I have a compound curve there. I wasn't very good at those before. Especially when I was doing my frame, I would have cut notches and bent it to the shape I needed, to the U I needed, then re-welded, then cleaned up the welds. It would have been a painful experience. But this I did with my my vise. And the same thing with the bottom. Although I did shave some off here on the bottom, the nice thing is it still conforms to that curve. Yeah, and I curved off the ends there. Once the mesh goes on there, it's gonna look nice. Really do believe that. There's the mesh, by the way. That stuff bends, but it doesn't maintain the bend. So I've got to think about something there, so that it stays close to the edge here. I'm sure as hell not going to drill a hole into the thing here. However, that being stated, I think once the mesh is on there, and with 16 gauge or whatever this is tied down, you're not going to notice. Yeah, we'll see. I did bend it a little bit, as you can see, but it's not much. I'll try that again later. What's next? All of the pieces, all the mounting pieces, I've got to clean these up. These are filthy. Yeah. Yep, so I'll do that next. Okay, these are the mounting pieces. I've cleaned those off with a, where's my drill? There, the wire wheel. Nice and clean metal. And then I painted them with a rattle can of this stuff. Enamel. It's been good to me so far. So, there we go. Next is drilling the holes here. And there, and on the other one too. I haven't marked those yet, but what I'm going to do is make the holes a little bit elongated this way, I think, in case I want to adjust a little bit. Okay, so now I'm drilling the pilot holes for the, what do you call it? No, not that. The rivets. There and there. And I'm using a number 3 drill bit, whatever that means. Little one. It's just the right size. And once I do that, I'm going to paint the things on front and back, but not the entire darn thing, as you can see here. Once I get the pieces mounted, I'm going to get all the spare bits of metal off. I just wanted to put paint between the two surfaces when I mount them to prevent some galvanic corrosion and or water just getting up in there. So I'll repaint everything later. I found that when this stuff is dried, when Rust-Oleum dries, it tends to bubble up and destroy an old paint job when new paint goes on it. So I do an entire piece all at once. And I am done for the night. I've put these together. I've smushed down the rivets. I've riveted everything together, and I've painted it. So I'm going to let this more or less cure overnight before I start fiddling with it on all that stuff again. I'm not too displeased. At some point, I'm going to have to take some thread restorer to my threads. As you can see, I painted them, so big deal. I'll just unpaint them. But not bad at all. Okay, so here's something I had to do. I can't find my those things, so I took one of these and ground down the head, and I have a homemade captured bolt. Okay, here we go. I'm done. I'm gonna take some black paint and touch up the bolts and nuts. However, there she blows. Beautiful. I may elect to redo this at some point because you can kind of see where there's a little bit of underhang. A little bit there too. But we'll see. In all, not bad. I'm going to, like I said, do the touch-ups, put it back into its little plastic bag, and do something else. Yeah. Yep. So I've got some adjusting to do, obviously. This is how it's going to kind of look. Like I said, I've got some adjusting to do. And I think there's a surround for these things, isn't there? I hope so, because I have a little bit of a gap there. And it's not tied down. It's not attached at all, so I hope that that little corner thing will go away. Not bad. I kind of like this.